Hello, everyone, and welcome to Weekend Sports. And it's our weekly NFC North breakdown. Actually, some surprising stuff happening in the division this week. 2 division games, so it's a quicker video. But we're going to start in Green Bay, where the surprise of the season happened for Chicago. They beat the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau Field. 24-22, last-second field goal. It did not get blocked this time. Jordan Love was taken out of the game because he had a little nerve problem with his hands. Christian Watson got taken out with a torn ACL, and it's not looking good for the Packers going into the playoffs.
Nope. That was a really disaster of a game for them for many reasons. You don't win it, and you lose your. I don't know if he's your best receiver, but he's your deep threat.
One of your top receivers.
And he's certainly a valuable one. And you may not have your quarterback. I don't know what the extent of the injury is with Love. He hasn't played very well lately anyways. That was an awful game.
It was. For overall for the Bears, it wasn't even a fantastic game. Caleb Williams was 21 for 29. Fantastic stat right there. Only for 148 yards, so he didn't throw that much. He threw 1 TD. They had a special teams touchdown, which they had a lot of good defensive plays that happened. Their defense showed up, held them in check, got some turnovers. Special teams played well because they didn't even run for a lot either. Swift only ran for 65 yards on the Packers. Jordan Love, he played half the game for the most part. So Malik Willis came in. He threw for 136 yards.
I like Malik Willis.
He fumbled the ball once, a really big hit by Chicago, decimated him.
Yeah.
But they also ran for 183 yards. So it's not like the Packers didn't play well. They just started sitting players the second some people started getting hurt to kind of just even it out. But it's not looking good for the Packers going into the playoffs. You definitely did not want to go in being injured against the Philadelphia Eagles. So we'll kind of figure that out.
They just don't look like they look by far the weakest of the teams in our division that are going to the playoffs by far. And that I didn't think I'd say that in the middle of the season. Jordan Love just doesn't look like he's
not playing well right now. He's not,
well.
And he hurt his throwing arm. They think it's nerve. Right. He banged his elbow on something, kind of like a funny bone thing, but. We'll see what happens.
So we'll see if he even goes. I like Malik Willis, though. I think he has some potential. But we'll see. The Bears, like I said, they have a good defense. They have something good to build on. Caleb Williams shows sparks of being a really good quarterback.
He does.
I think he just needs good coaching. I think they need some stability there.
We'll see what happens. We'll see who they hire. They have a plethora of options of who they want to hire. Again, rumor is it that Chicago GM is trying to push them away from hiring Ben Johnson, which is good for us.
Good.
I know Ben Johnson's interviewing. Chicago requesting interviews with Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson also is going to go interview with New England. So that is also where he's going to go interview. Because remember, he said he was only going to take interviews where he would want to coach.
Right.
So Chicago and New England are his choices right now, apparently. Moving on though to the other game of the week, who decides the division and the number 1 seed in the NFC. Lions taking care of business. Not a great first half by either team, but Lions taking care of business. Winning 31-9. Basically, it was a second half game. Defense for the Lions was fantastic the whole game. If they show up like that in the playoffs, it's going to be very difficult to beat them.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be really difficult to beat him. But then again, like I said, I just never. It was surprising. I think everyone here kind of gave Minnesota more credit. We thought it was going to be a very tight game. We thought they were going to come in here and we were going to have to put up a lot of points to beat them.
Yep.
And then our defense
shows up.
Minnesota
failed.
Darnold played so bad. I just don't know what to say about that.
Minnesota fans are going to say it was the refs, but you can't blame the refs for you going 0-4 in the red zone.
And he had open receivers. He missed
wide open receivers. He missed multiple times. You can complain all you want. Oh, the refs gave you the game. You couldn't get a touchdown, and you were inside the 5 4 times. That is a complete failure of your offense. Sam Darnold to get 18 for 41. Terrible
Right,
completion percentage right there.
right. He's awful. He was.
Terrible.
I kept waiting for him to come on too,
He
because
also only averaged 4 yards a play on his
right,
passes. 4 yards.
right. Our offense really didn't play well in the first half either. Gibbs is the only real. He was great,
It's
but
same thing for the
um,
running game for Minnesota
right.
too.
I
In Minnesota, they ran for 121 yards. 58 of those happened on one play.
right.
58.
Our defense. I don't want to. Like I said, I think it was a combination of our defense really playing well, stepping up. But I just think it had a lot to also do with the fact that Sam Darnold played like crap.
They only ran the ball 19 times.
Yeah, which
19 times for an average of 6.3.
right didn't make much sense.
But
So
again,
maybe their game plan sucked
their
too. You could
their
say that.
their average only was that high because again they had 158-yard run the whole entire day, and that inflated their numbers in the rushing game.
Right. There
And
isn't much you can. I mean, in every aspect of the game, we pretty much dominated them. Which totally surprises me. I think that their defense played well. Um, at times, I mean, like maybe most of the game, they played well. We just somehow grinded out 30 points,
exactly.
and that's what we do.
So
And Gibbs, like I said, had a freaking great day, and there was no answer for him.
no,
And I don't know what, like I said, I hope whoever we play in the first round, um,
potentially second round.
or second round, that's right. Play first in the playoffs. Um, I hope that defense shows up. Anzalone made a big difference.
He did.
I didn't think he
Yeah.
would. I didn't think he should even play, but he came out there and just having him on the field
It was a fantastic difference.
lifted up the defense.
And again, you have an extra week to heal. Montgomery should be back, I think, for this divisional round game for the Lions. Maybe Carlton Davis is back. Maybe. He's not projected to be back to the championship game, but there's a chance that some of these guys who've been hurt come back for the divisional round.
We'll see.
But
I would not take it.
just looking ahead real quick, we're not going to dive too deep into the playoff games, but kind of just go over them because we are going to do a playoff video for all the games. Minnesota is playing LA. LA did beat Minnesota earlier this year. Minnesota is favored in the game by one. Well, I saw 1.5. This says 2.5 when I click on the game, and have a 54% chance to beat LA in LA. I don't know if that's the case.
I don't think so. I think Matt Stafford.
I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think it's going to be.
His offensive weapons are healthy. I think this is going to be a good game.
The Rams. So Minnesota apparently this year had they had their 3 losses. Their losses came back to back. It was Lions, Rams, and then they won the rest of the year. Now they lost to the Lions. Will they just lose to the Rams again? That's the question.
I mean, if they play us, what are you talking?
It's a cycle. Is it a cycle again? Minnesota just lost to us. Are they going to lose to the Rams again?
Yeah,
we'll see
I kind of hope. I don't. I think I'm predicting the Rams to win that.
It's not going to be easy. It'll be a close game. However, an extra day of rest. This is a Monday night game. Right. Surprisingly, that means whoever probably wins this game goes and plays the Lions on Sunday instead of Saturday.
But I don't believe that's true because I think Washington's going to beat Tampa Bay.
Well, if Washington beats Tampa, again, we'll dive deeper into those games later on in a different video.
Okay.
Because we have our playoff video, which is kind of covering the playoff. But Packers Eagles are favored by 3.5 in this game too. I think it should be higher because I think the Eagles should have an easy time. Saquon probably will run over that defense pretty well. And they are injured. They're giving the Eagles a 50. They say this is a 50-50 game. Almost. They're giving the Eagles a 51% chance.
How that's even possible. I'm actually getting the feeling this is going to be
the only way this is not going to go well for the Eagles is if Jalen Hurts is still hurt, which apparently he's still questionable. There's been no new information about where he's at in his concussion protocol. If Jalen Hurts is not good to go, then I'm going to give the Packers the advantage.
What if neither Love or Geno?
I'm going to give Packers the
Oh, I'd
advantage.
have to because, like I said, there ain't no way I'm taking Kenny Pickett.
Or their other guy they've been starting because Kenny Pickett has a broken knee.
Oh no!
Who's like 17 or 18
Don't
years
tell
old.
me that.
He's
So
like
how bad
18
is-
years
how-
old.
What do they give Jalen Hurts chances to play?
I don't know because they're saying there's no new information, and that was 3 hours ago from making of this video. I mean, no new information. So you very well could have the Eagles lose first round. You could have all wild card teams
Well,
win.
if that happens, then we play the Packers
Then we play the Packers.
at home, and I don't mind doing that because I think the Packers suck.
Green Bay sucks, but I think I will. Out of the 3 wild card teams who I would want to face, it'd be Washington. I just want to see Washington. I don't want to play another divisional game. Not because I'm afraid of the division. I just want to play something
Right, we
different.
want to see something different. It's a revenge game from '91 or
93, I think it was, whatever.
Whatever.
From the 90s revenge game for the Lions. They can't kick you out of the playoffs this time.
Damn you, Mark Rippon.
But it should be an interesting playoff. The division's doing well. The Lions get the bye, win the division. Again, probably not going to happen next year because if you've looked at their schedule, the Lions' road schedule is terrible.
Right?
Terrible. They're playing a bunch of tough teams on the road next year.
It don't matter. It's every year, every look at the schedule, we look at and say it's like that. And you never know how tough
You're
it's
playing
gonna be.
like 6 playoff teams on the road
We
next
thought
year.
Dallas would be a tough team. They
Play Dallas at home next year. But with all that being said, we're going to end it here. If you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about what's going on in the division, how this all played out this year. And until next time, see everybody soon.